Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pits Motorcast. This is your host, Dave. I got on the line with Buddy Hall, the Field Alter driver. Buddy, welcome back for the third time. How you doing tonight?
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Man, I don't know where we got cut off, but it's all right. I like talking, so it's all good.
Yeah, we think we're gonna be talking about social media and drag racing. That social media went out on me.
It happens, man. See, that's one of the cons, right?
Fuck social media.
Yeah, man. Social media, it's a big thing with drag racing. It's became the thing, right? I mean, and I don't know how far you guys want me to go back. I mean, I can.
Go
you want me to start all over and from the word go, or
yeah.
I don't know what we have recorded. Do we have some recorded or no?
Nothing. It's all deleted.
How do you think social media? How do you think social media has improved drag racing, Buddy?
Take two, right? Here we go. So, how has it improved drag racing? It has improved it in many ways in terms of the promotional side, and I think that as I said before, and I'm just going to say it all over again. Social media has allowed racers, owners, tracks, drivers, fans to promote all the events. In the past, it was solely, the tracks were solely dependent on themselves and spending money on radio advertising and newspaper ads and putting out flyers, to do the promotions. And they relied on the racers too to draw a crowd to get people to come. So I think, a big piece of the puzzle is the social media thing. It's like, you can like put an ad out. You can make a Facebook flyer and an Instagram flyer. It's like you can click post and 100,000 people see it in a day. It's like it's amazing. So in terms of promotions of tracks and drivers and cars, I think it's killer. I think it's a huge help to the sport. Look at Street Outlaws. I know they got a TV show, and I know it's very popular. The no prep thing is a big deal right now. But here's the deal. You go to those guys' Facebook pages, and they're just killing it, man. They post something, it's like it gets 5,000 likes. They post a video, and 300,000 people watch it or whatever. They're killing it. So they're helping the sport. Even though they don't necessarily go to the drag strip all the time, they're still bringing fans to the track. So everybody's contributing. Everyone's doing a great job, with moving around information. And that part of it kicks ass, no doubt.
Yeah, also with social media, the fans can talk to the drivers on social media also.
Yeah, man, it's like everybody, no one is a star on social media, right? Everyone is equal. Everyone just has a keyboard or their phone, and, you can say what you want to say. And sometimes it's bad. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But, we're all equal on Facebook, right? I mean, everyone can, anyone and everyone can say whatever they want. Sometimes people hide behind the keyboard, which drives me nuts, Like, some of the things they would say, they would never say out loud in public or in a conversation face-to-face in the flesh with someone. So, and that's kind of another subject that I'll touch on in a minute. But overall, man, I think it's done great things for the sport. I think it's done great things for drivers and team owners in terms of sponsorship. Sponsors love social media. They're able to, get their brand out there just that much more they get more bang for the buck when they sponsor a race car now. Someone got, 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, in terms of return on investment on sponsoring a race car, they get more now, because it's not just magazines and newspapers and TV. It's all three of those things plus the social media, and so it's just great. It's perfect in terms of that. I think it kicks ass.
All right, so here we go, buddy. How do you think social media has hurt drag racing?
So there's a couple ways, but I'll talk about one only. And it's one of my biggest and one of my only pet peeves in terms of social media, outside of a personal belief that I have with social media outside of drag racing. I'll touch on that too, because I can, because I don't think you'll kick me off. But anyway, I think it's bad when drag racers, owners, drivers, tuners, mechanics, I think it's bad waste of time. I'm way too busy. Always have 5,000 things going on and only have time to do 4,000 of them. So I never get involved in that. And again, I think it's just bad, you know. They got to know that if they can see it, everybody can see it. It's a public forum. There's nothing stopping, you know, the world's greatest drag racing fan from being turned off because, you know, some goofball is running their mouth on Facebook, right? Some car owner or driver, some keyboard hero, if you will. So I think that's terrible, and it's one of my pet peeves. And you know, and maybe someone listening now or later, because I know we're going to record the show, they're not going to want to hear that. But I really don't care what they think, because it's what I think, it's what I believe, and that's it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. So if you're listening and you do that, stop doing that. Don't do that anymore, because it's not good for the sport. It's not good for the fans. And honestly, no one cares anyway. So that's my pet peeve. That's what I got.
All right. So how do you use social media, buddy?
Man, I'm aggressive on social media. So, you know, social media is kind of one of the things I want to believe that I'm an expert at it. I'm probably not, but I want to believe that I am. You know, I use it to promote my sponsors, promote the races I go to, promote my car, promote myself, promote my team, promote, you know, my family, promote, you know, clean entertainment. You know, I made a post today, and I said in the post, you know, name one thing more American than drag racing. No one named anything under it, right? There isn't anything. You know, baseball, right? Apple pie. By the way, I don't like baseball, but I love apple pie. You know, so who cares? You know, it's like, it's America, man. So it's like, drag racing was founded in America. It's one of the only sports that was founded in America. As a matter of fact, it may actually be the only actual full founded sport that's 100% American. So in other words, it didn't start anywhere else. You know, all the other sports are derivatives from other sports that were founded in other countries. So to me, drag racing is America, right? It's as American as it gets. It's as cool as it gets. You know, here it is. If there was something cooler to do, I'd go do it, because I bet it costs less money. So for me, it would save me money if there was something cooler to do. But I think it's the coolest shit on the earth. So I'm going to keep doing it. But what was your question? Sorry, I'm off on a tangent.
No, we were talking about how you use social media.
I promote myself, I promote my sponsors, I promote the tracks, I promote other racers, you know, whatever it takes, man. You know, I got a pretty good audience of people. I got roughly, I think, 26,500 follow me between the three outlets that I post on. We'll crack 30,000 here pretty quickly, and, you know, I try to keep it positive, man. One thing that I try to do in all parts of my life, not just drag racing, but I try to be the most positive guy I can be, and I try to inspire other people to be that way too. And you know, I say these things a lot. I always say life is good. You know, people that know me know that I say that often, and it's because it is good, and it's because, you know, it's what you make of it. And so I try to use my social media to portray that image, but not be like, you know, not be dorky about it. You know what I mean? Not overly do it, but always keep the message positive and keep it informational, and hopefully never confrontational, and just let fans and whoever else wants to like that photo, click that like, and hopefully enjoy the message. So that's how I use it, man. I love it in terms of that. You know, another way, and I'm going to say it because I can. I hate it in terms of personal, right? It's like some people just overly use it, and you know, a lot of people that I know he's tying his shoe. That drives me nuts. Like, don't post that shit. No
Okay.
one wants to see that.
Okay, hold
Yeah,
on.
go ahead.
Hold on. You got the option to go out, click on their Facebook page, and click on follow them. You have that option.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Okay.
Or just defriend them. That's my favorite move. If someone annoys me, I just defriend them. It's easy. Click, done, bye-bye. No, and I don't want to sound that way, but it's the truth, you know. I got a lot of friends, and I don't mind removing friends either. They aren't good people or annoy me. So just unfollow or defriend.
Now you were saying how drag racing is a big American sport. Like the national anthem at drag race, I don't think you'll ever see any drag racers taking a knee.
No, and if they do, there'll be a major problem. Because I think, you know, as I mentioned, I think drag racing is as American as it gets. And I think if someone took a knee at a racetrack during the anthem, I don't know. I mean, I say it lightly, but it may happen. They may get beat up. You know what I mean? They may get their butt handed to them. If not, they're definitely going to get harassed. I mean, you know, you go to a drag strip, the anthem comes on, what you're going to see are people with their hats off, their hand on their heart, or their hands behind their back, facing the flag and respecting the flag. That's what you're going to see. You know the best part about the national anthem, though? Do you know?
What's that?
You know what happens at the end of it?
What?
They start that nitro car, man.
Right.
They fire that fuel car up.
That's
the best part about it. No, not really. Actually, the national anthem is the best part. That's just the cool part. The fuel car starting up. That's the cool part. I've been blessed to be able to be that person too. It's kind of cool.
So what annoys you about social media, buddy?
One more time. I didn't hear you. Sorry, I'm deaf. I'm a race car driver. What'd you say?
What annoys you about social media?
What annoys me? I think I kind of said it. You know, with the bantering, and it's bad for the sport. People see it, and then on the personal side, you know, just the drama it creates amongst couples and amongst friends, and again, I've seen Facebook cause divorces, and you know, people that were great together, you know, they break up. You know, they're no longer boyfriend and girlfriend or husband and wife over social media, and to me, that's just that's the shits, man. That's
hold on.
Yep.
Hold on, buddy. So you're saying couples break up and stuff. So let me tell you. Let me teach you a little advice on that. Me and Dave have been together over 20 years. We've been on social media the last 14 years. So the social media, yes, it caused little bickering fights, but it does not break me and Dave up. The couple has to remain strong. These couples that break up and get divorced and all that shit, these couples are weak, and they're weak and they have low self-esteem. That's the answer to that.
That's right. Thank you for saying that, because I agree 100%. Or they're not loyal to each other, right?
Exactly.
Loyalty is everything. Loyalty, respect, and being truthful and transparent. That's the key in any relationship, whether it's your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or your family. You know, just transparency and honesty, and that's what it's all about, right? So, yeah, but you guys know, I mean, listen, I'm sure you've had friends that have had issues over social media, not just in drag racing, but personal, and it just it bothers me. You know, it hits me in a certain way that I don't like.
So do you have advice for people on social media?
Yes. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. If you can't be positive, don't say it.
Bite your tongue.
No one likes negativity but you. And no one cares about your problems but you. So don't post your problems either. That's annoying. No one wants to hear that you had a bad day. They just don't. No one cares. They only want to hear if you had a great day. You know, inspire other people to be better and have a better day. Post good stuff. You know, post good pictures and good content. If you're going to take them, here's my advice on pictures. Clean the little lens on your phone before you take the picture, so when you post your picture, it doesn't look like you're in the middle of London taking a picture or a selfie at the grocery store. You know what I mean? It's annoying. Like, just clean the lens on your camera and then take the picture, right? You guys know those pictures, right? The ones I'm talking about, where it looks like they're literally like you know, the fog's rolling in at the London Bridge, but they're really just at the gym on the treadmill snapping a selfie.
Yeah.
Man, that looks like shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying. So do that too.
So what problems do you see in the
That's my
future?
2 cents.
What problems do you see in the future for social media?
Problems? I don't know, man. Social media is moving quick, right? I mean, it's like social media is evolving so quickly, not just in terms of like, you know, the content that people post, but like the format, how it's designed, and you know, the algorithm. So, you know, I'm pretty deep into the backside of Facebook and understanding how it works and you know how people see your post and what the hashtag. And, you know, I research this stuff. I study. It's part of what I do. To make a little income on the side, right? So, you know, I don't know. I mean, I can't answer the question. Like, I'm trying to foresee the future and where it's going to go, and I've been wrong every time. So I just continue to read about it and continue to educate myself, and I pay close attention, right? And I try to look for people who do a good job on social media and not necessarily copy what they do, but mimic what they do, right? There's a book that I read years ago. There's a quote in the book, and it says, you know, be a gifted mimic and a talented thief, right? And actually, one of my friends listening right now, his name's Joe Minazaga. He was at that, within that book, we actually went to a seminar, and Joe was at the seminar with me years ago. But, yeah, be a gifted mimic and a talented thief. And what that quote means is, you know, look what other people that are doing that are successful. Watch what they do, and mimic what they do, but make it better, right? Because you can, because you're on the outside looking in. So, hey, I like that they're doing this. I don't like that they're not doing that. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it better. And if you always just constantly just pay attention to the people that are the best at something, you'll get there. So it's kind of like, you know, I got a deep history with, you know, lifting weights and competing. And so I always tell people, if you want the biggest arms in the gym, you know, follow the guy's routine that has the biggest arms. Don't get advice from the guy that the biggest thing on his arm is his elbow. Don't do that, right? Never get advice from someone that hasn't done it. Or don't watch and pay attention and try to mimic someone that is not the best at it. So as long as you're following people that are great at something, you're going to be great. Well, maybe. It'll eventually come. You may fail at first, but if you just keep trying and trying and trying, you'll eventually get there. You know, failure is great, by the way, and I don't want to get off too far on this stuff, but, you know, for every time you fail, you'll learn a lesson. And if you never make that same mistake again, or you do your best not to, that's tough to do in drag racing, because there's a million ways to screw up a run or a weekend. But if you do your best not to screw up, you know, you'll eventually get better. You know, it's like, you know, the more you drive a race car, you know, the more you test, the more you tune, the more laps you make, the more years you do it, you know, the better you get. That's just how it is. I mean, it takes time to get good at it, you know. It takes a ton of money. That's another thing, too. It's another subject for another day. But, you know, yeah, sorry. Here I am going off on my own little world. Sorry, I do that a lot.
Now, for each of your social media pages, how many followers do you have for each page?
So I got, like, my Instagram sucks. So make sure you guys follow me, because it's no good. I think like 2,500 on Instagram, give or take. I'm working on that, trying to get that better. I got, I think, almost 19,000 on my racing Facebook page, and then I'm maxed out on my personal page. So I don't know, what's that, 27,000 people follow me. So every time I post something, I guess a small town gets to see it. So hopefully I'm not that annoying guy. I may be annoying. I'm sure I annoy people. As a matter of fact, I hope that I do a little bit. Yeah. You know, I hope that I, you know, get under people's skin. That's my competition. I enjoy that. I like being competitive, and I like people sometimes a little bit being bothered about what I'm up to. That's okay. I'm good with that. It keeps them guessing, keeps them wondering, and I'm humble, but I'm telling you, I'm always coming for somebody. Like, I'm competitive as anybody, and I'll never give up. I'll never quit. And so I like to get under people's skin a little bit. That's fun. I don't want to make any enemies. I like to pry a little bit. So,
buddy,
anyway.
I got 2,900 followers on Instagram. You got 1,915. I'm already following you.
I got less than that. So 1,900 is what I have?
You got 1,900, I got 2,900.
You know what? Maybe no one likes me, so they're defriending me, huh? That could be it, too.
No, you see, the thing is, you gotta post something to catch their eyes. You gotta put hashtag it that catches the eyes. You gotta get the hashtags that have, like, millions, billions of hashtags on it, followers on those hashtags.
I'm gonna call you when we get up this phone for some guys, because I kill it on Facebook, but I'm not the best Instagram guy, so I'm learning Instagram, but I do good on Facebook. I made a few posts today that really have done well. So anyway,
I know a lot about Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, MySpace, all the websites because I've been working with computers since 1992.
All right, I'm gonna hire you to do my Instagram page then. Done.
Okay.
So now, buddy, what have you been up to this winter, and how's the new Nitro Fuel Alter coming along?
Man, it's coming along. You know, man, it's man, that car has been due to be at the racetrack for over a year now. So, it is what it is. It just takes time to build a race car. You know, one thing I've done is, you know, I've continued to run my other race car during the time period that the new car is being built, which has kept me fresh in the seat. But it's right now. It's getting the body and the wings mounted. It's soon to be done. It should be done here within the next, I guess, week or two. Ty Baumgartner's doing that. Can't give Ty enough credit. The guy's the best. It's gonna look pretty damn cool too. I'm pretty excited about it. It's gonna look angry. It's gonna look pissed off, and that's exciting. And then after I get the wings and the body on, it'll go straight to paint. My buddy Chris Allen's gonna paint it. He's from there in my hometown, and we got a deal going on. And here's the deal. I gave him the colors, and I said, man, I don't want to see it until it's done. I don't want to know what you're gonna put on it. I don't care. I want you to just go crazy with this thing. Here's the color palette. You just do what you want. So I'm pretty excited about that. He said he's gonna kill it. So we'll see what it looks like when it's done, because I have no clue what it's gonna look like, which is kind of exciting.
Now, how much horsepower are you looking to put out of this thing?
You know what? Well, it's interesting because I didn't know it was going to make this much power. So I actually had it. I'm in talking with a former Big Show crew chief about turning the screws on my car, and we talked a little bit about parts and you know all that. And you know, I said, so what do you think it's going to make? You know, in terms of horsepower. He goes, it should make 8,000 to 8,500. Yeah, that's pretty aggressive, but that's what he says. He knows better than I do. So, you know, I was thinking somewhere in the 7,000 range, which is, it's a lot of power. But he says 8 to 8,500 horse. So, I'm pretty excited to just go ahead and let go of that brake handle and stab the pedal. That's for sure.
Now
I see some header flames right in my face.
Now,
you know what I mean? Name one thing cooler than driving through flames. Go ahead, try it.
And are you looking to put huge header frames like Tom Moultrie's car?
Just like that. Yeah, it'd be the same. Very similar deal. Very similar tune-up. Really close. Hopefully better. That's the goal.
Now, are you looking to go up against Tom Moultrie's car?
Heck yeah. If we can get him booked in, I'll run anybody. I'll run Tom. I don't care who it is, man. It's all fun. It's all good.
Now, doesn't Tom still have the fastest speed out there?
526. Yep. 526. I don't know the mile per hour, but he has the fastest ET. No, he's the quickest. Sorry, car is the quickest. There's another guy out on the West Coast who has the fastest. I think it was 284 or something like that. I don't remember now. I'd like to go after both those, but hey, man, I'm gonna stay humble and most importantly, try to keep all the rods inside of the block and keep myself from catching on fire. I don't like fire. I like fire coming out of the pipes, but I don't want to be on fire myself. So I'm gonna do my best. And the guy I got turning the screws, he's gonna do his best to keep me from being on fire. I really don't want to be on fire. I don't mind it, but I don't want to be on fire if I don't have to be.
Remember last year.
No, he don't know nothing about it. No.
You know what? You know what I need? You know what I'm gonna need though, right? I'm gonna need a good backup girl, right? I got one in mind.
Oh yeah?
It's my girlfriend. Yeah, it's my girlfriend. I just gotta talk her into it.
Now, last year we lost a few alter driver out in California.
Yeah, Brett Henry. Sad deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad deal. Good guy, man. Kind of a freak deal. No one really knows exactly why the car started up again. You know, deal, man. Hate to hear that. But you know what? Here's the deal. You know, as a driver, you know, you got to know that every time you get in that car, that, you know, your life's at risk. You know, these cars are nothing to play with, you know. 260, 270, 280 miles an hour. You know, I want to go 300 in mine. That's one of my goals. You know, I want to go 300 miles an hour in my car. But, you know, you got to respect them. You know, I always say, I fear nothing. I mean nothing. I refuse to fear anything. If I have a fear, I will go do it to break it. But in that same breath, respect it. Respect the hell out of it. Because the moment you don't respect that race car is the moment it'll sneak up and bite you. It'll get you every time. You know, never get too comfortable in a race car, right? Never think that you're that good, because the moment you think you're that good, or you know, you get too comfortable, it's like something bad happens. You know, you know, knock on wood. Let me find some wood somewhere. The only thing I've hit's a cone. That's it. Now I've had my car on two wheels, and I don't mean the back two. I mean the right side. You know, the right front and the right rear. That was interesting. But I've never hit anything. So anyway.
Now, buddy, can you tell us about White Boy?
White Boy. Oh, my truck, White Boy. Yeah, of course, man. So it's, I guess, the utility vehicle, right? So I was due for a new truck, man. Little upgrade, put a little lift on it, put some 35s on it. I'm digging it, man. It's pretty cool. I haven't really. So my last two vehicles, you know, I bought them new and I just left it that way. It's been a while since I, you know, did any kind of like work to a daily driver. So I'm pretty pumped about this one. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's a lot of attention. White Boy. That's what I call it.
Why you call it White Boy?
It's a white boy. It's all white, man. It's just big beefy truck, and it's all white. So, you know, I was like walking up to it one day. I'm like, that's his name. It's White Boy, because I'm a white boy too. So it's all good.
But why are you getting racist with the truck?
No, I'm not gonna race the truck. I mean, I'll race
No,
you.
racist.
You always talk about your SUV, so
No,
if I wanna race
buddy,
your SUV,
buddy.
I'll race it. I'll drive the truck. You drive the SUV. But no. I just put a little lift on it. Actually, a leveling kit, and then you know, put some 20 by 12s on it with some 35 1250s, and no performance stuff yet. I gotta wait for it to completely break in, and then I'm gonna do like a 5-inch exhaust and a chip and an air cleaner.
Okay.
They're telling me it'll make an extra 150 horse, so I gotta do it. But I gotta let it break in first. Only got a few thousand miles on it.
Buddy, not racist, but racist.
He said, why are you getting racist with your truck?
Oh, racist?
Yeah, White Boy.
Well, you know, it's got black wheels on it, so I can call it Mulatto Boy. I mean, if we want to switch it, I'll do it for you.
You know it's a joke, right?
It is a mix. I mean,
But
it's
you know
black
it's
and
a
white.
joke.
We can just call it Mulatto Boy or Mulatto Man. I'm good with it. I'll let you decide.
But you know I was joking, right?
No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
I'm joking too.
Yeah.
So, buddy, you want to talk about your former career in powerlifting?
Yeah, sure. I'll talk about it. So first of all, well, you know, it goes back to my childhood, right? You know, I started working with. Well, let's go all the way back. Sorry, let me start over. So my dad, you know, he was into working out, and you know, some of my first memories are going to the YMCA with him as a kid. And the deal was, you know, you had to be 13 to go in the weight room or something like that. It was at a YMCA, but I kind of had a special privilege. But the deal was, hey, you sit down, you don't move. If you get up from that seat, first I'm going to kick your ass. The next thing, I'm never bringing you back. So, you know, I remember watching, you know, my dad and this guy named John Heinzman, you know, my dad's buddies, you know, lift weights, man. They were strong, big dudes. You know, John's like a big football player guy, 6'2", 6'3", maybe taller, you know, probably 300 pounds in his prime. And my dad and I are the same height, you know, 5'10", and my dad like 220 and big arms. So, you know, I grew up in, you know, a side note, but, you know, I was, my favorite cartoon ever was He-Man. So I kind of grew up around this whole muscle thing. So, you know, I started messing with weights seriously around 12 years old. But
did you do
even prior to
steroids?
that, you know, like for Christmas one year, I'll never forget this. My mom and dad got me one of those like weight sets you fill with sand. You know, I had a barbell and the weights, and you know, I thought I was really hot shit, right? right, with this little weight
Yeah.
set. But I got serious about it when I was about 12 years old, and I remember lifting weights at the YMCA, but then also my friend Gabe, my best friend growing up, he had not a gym, but he had a nice setup in his basement, and I used to just, I've always been crazy about it, I did it for a living for 20-some years, so, I just kept working my way through, and eventually, by the early 2000s, I had reached a really high level. I competed in powerlifting. I also competed in the Scottish Highland Games, which was a blast. I got to wear a kilt. That was kind of cool. But, did a great job. My body was starting to expire. That's why I got into drag racing. But I had some big numbers. At one point, I was almost benching 800 pounds. I benched 765 pounds. That was my best. Squatted over 800 pounds. Deadlifted over 800 pounds. My heaviest weight, I was 267 pounds. So I had a lot of muscle tissue. I think my prime, I weighed 267. My body fat was around 10, 11%. I was in good shape. But times change, in like 2005, 2006, somewhere in that range. I was still in my prime, but I always try to see, the future and see ahead. And I knew that my body was only going to last so much longer. And I didn't want to take it so far that my body was screwed and that I couldn't, use my body as I got older, right? So I'm highly competitive. I'm competitive at anything. It doesn't matter what it is. If there's something to compete at and I'm involved, I got to win. That's how I am, or at least do my best. And so, I started to realize that I can't powerlift till I'm 80. But what can I do? And, I grew up around drag racing. I'm a third-generation drag racer. My uncle started in our family, my great-uncle, with a 1948 Anglia. I had an L88 in it with a Hillborn injector and a Muncie 3-speed wild car. He got my dad and my uncle going to the track with them when they were little kids. And then, of course, my dad and uncle continued on with it. El Camino. And my uncle's got a really cool El Camino. It's supercharged, got a Dyer Explorer in it, really cool. We'll tell a story about that car some other day, but and then I grew up around a top alcohol funny car, and then so anyway, I knew drag racing. I'm a decent mechanic, not good but decent. I know just enough to be dangerous, and so anyway, I had to compete in something. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I called my dad one day. It was like 2008, 2007. I was wrapping up my powerlifting career, and I'm like, I'm going to buy a race car. He's like, why? I'm like, because I'm going to drive it. So he's like, oh, shit, whatever. But he was excited, and it's been a family deal ever since, It keeps my dad moving, and my dad's my best friend, always has been. So it's amazing, man, to be able to do what I do with my family, and it's all good. I want to get my nephew to drive this thing, someday, or my niece or whoever. Maybe someday I'll have kids. But I can't let tradition die. So I got to make it happen. So I got to stick hopefully my niece or nephew in there and get them driving this thing someday. But their mom's got a problem with it. You see, that's the problem. Mom's in the way, and so. But anyway, what was the question? I do this all the time. I start talking, and the next thing you know, I'm completely off somewhere else. So, go ahead.
Okay, so what do you think about the president?
Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Or the president of NHRA? Are we talking drag racing or politics?
Trump.
Oh, man, I don't want to talk politics too much. But, there's good and bad things, right? There's some great things he's done. There's some things that I think are weird. But his Twitter account's funny. I'll say that.
Okay, wait.
I'll leave it at that. I think his Twitter account's hilarious. The best one was when it was just early last week, he was talking about how cold it was in the Northeast, and he made a reference, we didn't spend all these trillions of dollars on global warming, so we're having the coldest winter ever, so bundle up. Or it was something like that. It was funny.
I remember that tweet. It's something about climate change.
Yeah, it's great, right?
Oh yeah, I love that tweet.
It was a good one. But, no, I mean, I'll tell you what, he needs to go on a diet. How about that? I don't like talking politics, but I'll talk about him.
Okay.
He's probably put on 40 or 50 pounds. I don't know what they're feeding him at the White House. I don't know if it's...
But he's 70 years old already.
Weight gainer? He's eating something. That dude is chubby.
He's
put on some pounds.
He's 71 years old. He's old.
No, but it doesn't matter if you're old. He's packing on the pounds, man. I don't know what's going on. Melania, she can't be happy with that. You know?
She loves... she loves...
Off the food, put the fork down.
She loves her husband whether he's fat or skinny.
Yeah, true. And that's a good woman. I agree.
Hey, Dave put on 10 pounds. I don't care. I still love him.
Dave, you getting chubby on me, bro?
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna put you on my workout program.
It's okay. I'm a little chubby too. I like it. I don't care.
Yeah, me too. I'm a little chubby. I can see you lose some pounds. I'm working on that right now.
It's not the chubbiness in me. It's because I have big bones.
You got big what?
Big bones.
Yes.
Big bones.
Oh, big bones.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, and I got muscle.
That's good.
And I got muscle.
There you go. You got to keep Dave under control. That's why you need that muscle.
Oh yeah.
Keep it in check.
Oh yeah. I got the whips and chains and handcuffs and leather belts. And,
there you go.
And the pole to tie his ass to. Oh, and I just got a car hook up to the back of the car. I drag his ass while I'm driving.
That's funny. Yeah, well, I think, and since we're talking about, let's try to wrap this up into drag racing, right? So,
yeah.
In terms of fitness, like, the amount of abuse your body still takes as a driver is incredible. It's like, the G-force, the positive and negative G-force are just amazing. And then, middle of the summer, you got your fire suit on, you got your helmet on, you got to be in shape. You get in that car and it's 90 degrees, 95 degrees, and you're not in good shape, you can't breathe. I mean, you're dying in there. That's another thing, too. I didn't really talk about that, but, when I quote-unquote retired from powerlifting and decided I was going to drive a race car, well, you can imagine what that was like. They had to grease the roll cage, and in some cases, sometimes they still do, because I still get serious about working out every now and again. Like, grease the roll cage and get a big shoehorn to stick my ass in there, but they get me in there.
Okay. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Joseph said, great show, Buddy's the real deal.
My buddy Joe. So listen, here's the deal. So I'm excited about something off the subject, but I'm going to say it anyway. So, Joe, thanks for listening, man. I appreciate it. Joe's my critic, man. I told Joe, I said, I want you to listen, and if I sound like an idiot, I need you to tell me. I can always count on him for that. But Joe set me up to meet with Grant Cardone next month. Grant Cardone's like one of the icons in business and in management and sales, and he's a motivator, and he just kicks ass. And I'm going to get to meet Grant Cardone next month on the 19th, which I'm totally jacked up about. To be able to meet the guy one-on-one, shake his hand, and talk to him is a big deal. So. He charges people thousands of dollars to do that, and because of my buddy Joe, I'm going to get that for free. So,
okay.
Pretty jacked.
Okay.
When I talk business, I'm like, all right, Grant, get your wallet out, baby. I got a nitro card. Let's put your name on the side of it. No, I won't do that, but I'd like to.
Who's Grant Cardone, though?
Grant Cardone, you got to Google him. He's, again, he's like a mogul in the business industry. He's sales. He's written tons of books on sales and management and marketing and motivation, and his latest is called 10X, and it's about 10Xing your life and having multiple streams of income so you can do what you want to do and live the way you want to live and not have to worry about what you're going to eat for your next meal. You just eat whatever you want because you can afford it. Yeah, it's just one example. But anyway, you got to look him up. He's an icon, and I'm excited. It just happened today. So,
okay.
Anyway.
Okay, now on the money topic, so, okay, I'm I'm never not broke. I always have a couple bucks, and I always eat what I want, you know? Eat anything I want. I live life the way I like. I live life freely. I go to drag racing, I go to concerts, I do what the fuck I want. I fix my car whenever I feel like it. I get another car whenever I feel like it. It's a comfortable living. That's how you manage money.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, you know, everyone's got their idea of comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's, you know, it's to each their own, you know? I can tell you the race cars are expensive, though. Hey, you know, if you know how you become a millionaire in drag racing? You know?
Yeah.
What? Do you know how?
Advertise.
Start with $1 billion. No, start with $1 billion. You'll end up with $1 million. That's how. It's an expensive sport. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's the coolest thing on the earth.
No.
If there was something cooler, I'd go do it. And
No.
I mean that. Like, I can't find anything cooler than driving race cars.
No.
If there was something cooler, I'd go do it because it'd probably be cheaper. You know. So, but anyway.
Now let's just say me personally, if I wanted a drag race car, I can get one within the next 6 months. That's how good it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
What would you pick if you had to pick a race car? What would it be? Fuel altered?
Yeah, Fuel Altered or Pro Mod.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Pro Mod's cool, man. Never driven one.
Because
I'd love to drive one.
because I got
I'll
a
be in there. I'll drive it.
because I got a 1968 Chevy Camaro SE.
Oh, cool car.
I already
Really cool car.
got a car, and I already got another car in the books. I'm just
Nice.
waiting to get it. I'm gonna wait till spring to pick it up. It's a 1957 Chevy Bel Air.
Ah, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I love the Tri-5 cars, the 5, 6, and 7. It's beautiful. My dad's a 57 Chevy. We restored it a few years ago. Beautiful car. Sierra Gold. It's beautiful.
I bet it is.
Yeah, so social media, I mean, we're getting off track here, but
1 minute left.
what other question do you have about social media in terms of drag racing? Is there anything?
I only got 1 minute left.
Got a minute left, so
Yeah.
let's wrap it up. So first, on my end, I'll say thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem.
I've been on the show a few times now, and I always appreciate it. And this topic is a hot topic, and we'll maybe even do a take 2 on this because I think there's some more detailed stuff I can get into. But appreciate you having me. And in terms of for me, all my sponsors, thanks for taking care of me and sticking by me. And any fans that I have any shit. I don't know if I have any, but if I do have any, thanks for being my fan. Thanks for following me. And I'm looking forward to 2018. You know, I set some really high goals for myself in 2018. I'm gonna achieve them, and one of them is hanging a starter off that Nitro car and taking it down the track. So
Yep.
I thank everyone for all the help and my family and my girlfriend and everybody else involved. It takes a lot of people and a lot of time. So
But-
thank you all, and
Okay, stay on the phone.
that's all I got.
Okay, thanks. Hold on.